I used to watch other artists grow really fast online and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. But nothing was happening, and I thought if my work was good enough, it would just grow. So I did what everyone says to do. I spent hours making clean, professional animations and posted them. The kind of things that you would expect to do well online. Render, product styles, shoots, animations, polished edits, and then I posted and nothing would happen. I remember this one specifically that took a ton of time. I had created this entire geometry node setup just for it. It was then totally modeled by me, and I set up the background, lighting, everything. It had this sort of philosophical note to it. It was about orreries and the 3-body problem, and it just fell flat. And I thought it had everything. Cinematics, motion design, this element of professionalism, and it barely moved. Oh. And then that's when you start hearing all of the usual advice, right? Just keep going, be consistent, let your work speak for itself. But I was doing that, and it wasn't working at all. Looking back, I think I was treating social media like a portfolio, like a lot of artists do. But even in my own portfolio, every post was different style, different idea, different format. It wasn't about social media. And I thought it was showing range. I could do different things. I could do a lot of different things that would help me be seen by people who wanted to hire me. But really, I realized I was starting from zero every single time. And there was nothing for people to recognize. There was nothing for people to come back to and know that that was me posting. So this is the weird part, and this is where the advice comes in. I started noticing something weird, something strange, right? Artists who were growing the fastest weren't just posting good work. It wasn't just about that. They were repeating the same type of post over and over and over. Same structure, same idea, just executed differently each time, and sometimes the same time. Multiple times. Things like fake ads, before and afters, viewport to renders, animations, cube to render. Trending sounds is another huge format that I saw a lot of people do. There's this one guy that was reposted by people like Elon Musk on Twitter, and I'm advocating for Elon Musk at all, but he had this one single formula. He had this one single sound that he would use for every single one of his videos, and didn't matter. He just kept growing, and so he kept posting the exact same video over and over, just with different renders. And when you see it, once you start viewing social media this way, you can't unsee it, because it's in the big artist realm. And so, funnily enough, the biggest shift for me wasn't actually even an animation. It was from something arguably way simpler. I started just talking, kind of, and pointing things on camera, and I gave tips and started explaining what I was doing. And then that personal element to it became the format, and then from there I combined my renders to create a new format, basically. And it's advice, right? The formats are the way to grow on social media. Identifying something that works, trying relentlessly, not randomly, but trying different formats to see what you like to do and what your audience likes to see from you, depending on your type of animation or art that you post. Once I found a format, though, ironically, it became consistency that was my issue now. And when tools actually started to matter a lot more, because you need everything to be consistent. I've been using Rokoko motion capture for a lot of these repeatable systems, and honestly, it's super nice because it's so streamlined and simple. Instead of spending hours freehanding I'm coming in and I have the same motion capture every time, and it just looks consistent. I can even create my own format that's interesting using the mocap suit, because it's kind of weird and funny. So instead of making these one-off pieces, I actually have a system, right, that makes sense that people can watch. If that sounds interesting at all to you, there's a link down below. Another part to this, right? Like there's to it, because it's not enough almost. It's there's other element, right? When I started thinking of it, it really clicked for me there. Growth doesn't come from just making better work. By using the algorithm to repackage your work and make it more palatable for where it's actually being seen. So the that you use does three things, right? It makes your work recognizable. It makes your content repeatable, which is easier for you. And it makes your growth a lot more predictable, right? As artists, we come into tools and art with this fine-tooth comb, with all these details, with all these ideas, and then we go to the breeding ground for where we put it, and we don't have that same element of detail and inspiration and investigation. It's weird to not have the same dogma, when arguably today Instagram and these platforms are a part of the work that we make. So at the start, you're not really searching for a style. You're kind of something that works, right? Because once you find a format, you actually start building your style inside of it. Like, I kind of fake ads. Most artists are trying to get better at their craft, but online, the real shift happens when you try to get better at presenting it. And that's the part no one is talking about for art.